Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 7th, 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so very much for doing so. And if you are interested, a bit of housekeeping before we lay down the cards. If you would like to check out my website, daneharttarot.com, it has been updated. There are new prices, there are new things being offered, and I think everybody will be surprised and pleasantly pleased with the direction spirit has taken me. So if you want to check that out, please do. And let's see here what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right, Scorpio. Fantastic. So what's really neat about this time, so we have the Six of Swords reverse. There's apprehension as we're moving forward, and we want to do things at a very fast speed. But Taurus energy is more low-key, it's more slow it down. And also for us Scorpios, Taurus energy is our sister sign. So it can bring out the best and it can bring out the worst in us. And we're getting kind of a double whammy because we're in Taurus season and this new moon is in Taurus. So there is also a bit of a disconnect with connecting with your spirit guides, with your angels, with the way that your soul wants to move forward. There's a way that our ego wants to move forward, which is never a bad thing to listen to our ego. It's why we're here on this earth. But it is maybe not as favorable a thing to only listen to the ego and not to our spirit guides. So do be aware of that as we move forward. It moves us here then to the world reverse. And again, that falls in line with the new moon in Taurus, where it's not about the whole rest of the world. It's about you. It's about being you-centric. And this is going to be very important during this time. We can feel like our world has become smaller. We can feel like doors have closed. We can feel a bit overwhelmed with certain ideas, certain things, certain ways to move forward. And Spirit is saying, focus on you, focus on your world. Take things one step at a time. Focus on one task, then the other task. Don't overwhelm yourself. That is going to be a very important thing for this time frame for us and for this new moon, not just time frame. But time frame of the new moon, time frame of Taurus energy, time frame of our lives right now. Take it one step at a time. We want to move a heck of a lot faster than Spirit is saying we should be moving. So just be aware of this. It brings us then to the Hermit. Now, the Hermit is Virgo energy. It's very much repeating the universe reverse, the world reverse. We're saying go inward and look at yourself. Now, Virgo time period is August 23rd to September 22nd. So you can see a lot of self-actualization during that time, or a lot of, introvertedness, or a lot of needing to look at what you need for yourself. It's either to build towards that time or it will be magnified during a Virgo time frame. It brings us to the Page of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is being a student here. Pages are always students, always learners, always gatherers. We are going to be finding that we're getting a lot of messages from Spirit. And again, because we're not necessarily connected with our angels the way that we want to be or need to be, we can find it to be overwhelming. All these messages coming forward. How do I move forward? How do I embrace what it is that I want? But also, how do I balance my fire, my passion, my distinction, my determination with my sacred feminine energy? How does the sacred masculine, sacred feminine come together? How do I stand on my own 2 feet, embracing what I love, embracing what I want? And this is going to be a moon that teaches us a lot, that shows us a lot of our fire, our passion, our desires, but also our love and our nurture and our passion there as well. It's like, how do I nurture when I don't want to conquer? I don't want to lay waste to others. I just want to live in harmony. It brings us then to the Eight of Cups. We're going to need to walk away from something we once thought we would love. This could be an idea, an ideology. This could be a person, a situation, a job, a relationship. But there's something here that we're saying, no, it doesn't fit anymore. And it's not going to fit. And there's something here. Also, there's something beautiful in choosing you. And that's what you're going to be doing during this moon, Scorpio, is you're choosing you. Now, with the Nine of Wands, you are a bit battered and bruised, so do be respectful to yourself during this time. With the Nine of Wands, you have given a lot. You listen to everybody's opinion, everybody's way of doing things, everybody's, everything. But in the end, it's like, how do I need to move forward for me? Where do I want to be? With the Nine of Wands, also, we're tired. We're tired of arguing. We're tired of fighting. We can be getting headaches. We can have a lot of stress in our shoulders, in our arms, in our wrists, and tennis elbow. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, like pooling in your elbow. So just be mindful about this during this time. And it's interesting that we begin and we end with closing of doors. So the Two of Wands is here and it's reversed. And so we're going to see doors closing. We're going to see endings coming in. We're going to feel like, oh no, but I want things to be more, or I want it to be more, or it was supposed to open up this way. And Spirit's like, no, no, listen to the way this ending brings you forward. So there's a shutting of the door. You can hear it. You could hear somebody shutting a door. You could be shutting a door right now yourself, right? But there is something here where it's like, I need to end this. I need to walk away from this, and I need to step into me. And stepping into ourselves is the hardest things that we can possibly do as human beings on this earthly plane. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a flower in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced in a separate video on Sunday. So good luck to everyone. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when that video comes up, because it's not on any given time. So here we have create. Embracing our creativity, and also knowing that we're afraid at times to step into our creativity is going to be an important thing. So being aware of this, knowing that we could be overwhelmed, that we're doubting ourselves, but that creativity is just a part of us, and it's stepping out of what the world says we should be and stepping into what it is we want to be. It's interesting. I was just watching something, and it's about this woman who creates with fibers and fabrics, and some the interviewer said to her, your things are so romantic. It looks very fairy tale-ish. And she goes, oh my gosh, I love fairy tales. I love them. And they are so inspiring for me. And it's looking at those things. It's looking at the fairy tales. It's looking at the way the, vine grows up the tree or the moss lays on the rock. It's being inspired by things that we walk by every single day, or we think, oh, well, that's silly. That's just for children. It's like, no, bring back that creativity and step into it. It brings us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, oh goodness. All right, so I love this because Spirit was just saying, remind them that Taurus is the powerhouse of visualization, right? And so when we were done seeing the energy that we need to be mindful of, that was when I was going to say, be mindful that this is a powerhouse of visualization time. And here we have visualization coming through, third eye chakra, very, very powerful. And that's what Taurus gives us. It brings slower energy forward, like low key, a little bit indulgent energy. All right. But it also brings us this powerhouse energy of visualizing what we want, or visualization. So we can visualize what we don't want. We can bring that forward too, as well. Be very aware of what your mind is focusing on. Be very aware of the pictures you're feeding yourself. Okay. Whether it's through books, whether it's through music, whether it's through movies, be mindful of what you're feeding your mind, especially during this time, because this is a time to, write down your intention. I would highly recommend getting a moon journal and writing down your intention, saying, this is the day of the new moon, whenever that is. Where I live, it is on the 7th of May. But writing it down and saying, this is what I want to grow, because a new moon is the intention. And 6 months later, in the full moon on November 15th, which seems like almost, a lifetime away, right? From now, is the manifestation of those intentions. So we can manifest the beautiful of it, we can manifest the rottenness of it, but let us look during this time and let us see how we're manifesting things forward. So I would highly recommend a moon journal, and just say, this is what I want, and sit in meditation for a little bit. I would recommend putting a glass of water out by the moon, letting, to soak in the moon's rays. Even if you can't see the moon, it's always beneficial. The water knows, right? And so here also your stones, any jewelry that you want to go out and get energized, do so. This is by Okay, so it's by the darkness of the new moon, but it is also just so powerful. It's so powerful. So I know everybody says charge things by the full moon, but also Spirit is saying here, charge things by the new moon as well. The vastness, the openness, the inspiration of it. So let's see what Spirit wants us to be mindful of during this new moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Hierophant reverse. So what's interesting here is this is negative Taurus energy. Okay. So the Hierophant represents Taurus energy. And that is our sister sign, right? And that is, again, the sign that can bring out the best or the worst in us. We can find our best friends have either strong Scorpio in their chart, or they could be born in Scorpio, and our worst enemies can have the same thing. It's rather dramatic. So here, what we are going to find with the Hierophant is that we need Hierophant reversed. Is that, first of all, we can get too stubborn. We can get too focused on rules, on needing to belong, on having things be just a certain way. We can be very strict with ourselves. We can say, if it doesn't have these rules, if it isn't exactly this way, I'm not going to do it, or, I'm going to, be very strict with myself, be very militant. Like, this is the way it has to be. So do be mindful about that. We can also overindulge. You can find this can be a moon where we overeat, we oversleep, we over, everything that is just luxurious, right? We overspend, we have too much, how do I say this for YouTube? We have too much relationships with other people. We can all just do things to excess on this day. A little bit of a gluttony can come into play. So just be aware of this during this time with the Hierophant, because it's saying, it will be easy. It will be easy for that energy to kind of come forward and be, gluttonous and overindulgent, and just a little bit too much. And yet here, with the energy of this new moon, it's beautiful, it's calm, it's saying turn inward, see yourself, embrace your inner child, embrace your fire, your passion, what it is that you desire, what it is that you're looking for. And you're going to see that all of a sudden you start to see you. For one reason or another, the world has been a crazy place, right? But for one reason or another, we lose track and we lose sight of ourselves. And so here with the Six of Swords, we don't want to patiently move into the midst of Avalon, right? Into the midst of the unknown, into the midst of our dreams and our greatest desires. We want everything to be known. And again, that's where that negative Taurus energy can come through. It's like, it's proven, these are facts, this is the way it has to be. And yet we're not going to realize everybody's different, right? It's like saying you can't be allergic to, nuts because I'm not allergic to nuts. That doesn't make sense. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be important. What does your soul want? How do you need to move forward? What is it that you're protecting? What knowledge have you accumulated during this time? And ask yourself that question. I mean, this is a great, video, podcast, episode, whatever the heck you call these things, where you take the book, you take your moon book and say, okay, well, what is it that I want to rush for? What is it that I need to have right now that my ego is getting in the way of, and I'm not seeing me? I'm not calming down and seeing me. That would be a great question to ask yourself. And it moves us then to the universe. It moves us that we're going to get a pushback from the universe. This isn't about focusing on the universe externally. This is about focusing on the small universe within ourselves, balancing ourselves, seeing ourselves, embracing our greater understanding of who we are and what we want. The world is going to be chitter chattering and doing whatever it does. We are only in control of ourselves. So this is going to be a time where we say, what do I want from me? What do I want from my life? What do I want from my soul? What do I want from my passion? What do I want from me? And again, you can ask yourself that question. It moves us to the Hierophant. It moves us to this place of turning inward and having a flexibility of mind, looking at what it is that we desire. This is earth sign energy. Virgo is earth sign energy. So the earth sign energy of Taurus calls to the earth sign energy of Virgo, Scorpio. And it's going to be a very grounding time. But again, we can sit there and get a little bit too strict with ourselves and be like, well, this is the plan, right? I've written it down. I understand it. And I'm going to follow it to a T. We are water sign energy. We are Scorpios. We need that flexibility of mind and of spirit. We need guidelines, yes, but we don't need to be so stringently followers of the rules. So just be aware of that. Turning inward, I always look at I don't know if you can see this, but I always look at the Hierophant as the magician, but kind of having grown up. So in this deck, this is the Llewellyn Tarot deck. In this deck, you have the magician, and he's dressed in these beautiful, finely embroidered robes. And here, and they're purple. And here you have the hermit, whose purple robes are tattered and worn. And he has feathers over them, and he has a hood, and it's brown, it's of the earth. And it's like, okay, how do I ground myself? Like, I've taken all my wide eyed, innocent, I can do anything when we start off in this world. And then we get kicked in the face, right? And life gets hard. It 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 sculpts us, it molds us. It's intense. So here with the hermit, it's like, how do I turn inward and see the sparkle, the dreams that I have had, but still see me as I stand today? And as we do this, we're going to need to connect with our inner child. With the rabbit here, there's a sense that we freeze, right? But the rabbit is also a sign of the sacred feminine, the goddess, you could say. And this is going to be a time where we need to embrace what is sacred in the femininity of ourselves. Whether we say there's nothing sacred in the femininity of me, I'm tough and I am strong. Well, why do we think that femininity can't be? This is going to be a time where we call for a gentler world. We don't sit there and say it has to be like this, it has to be like that. It is, what is the gentleness of my spirit that I need to move forward? Because Taurus energy, very nurturing, very growing, okay, very powerful. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you'll see the world is awakening, right? During this time, we have Beltane during the time of of Taurus energy, right? During the Taurus time period, May Day, the awakening, of the world, the coming of spring, coming forward and really being seen. So that's going to be very interesting here. We're going to need to be students of our passion, of our fire, of what we desire, of what we want. This is going to be going back to the time and saying, what did I want to create when I was small? And the rest of the world was large around me. And I could be, whatever it is that I wanted to be. Even if I thought when I was little, I could be a truck, right? I could be an airplane. We don't have the limits that we grow into. And so this is going to be a time where we need to express that for ourselves. What do I want to be? And even if it's as silly as I wanted to be an airplane when I was little, I wanted to fly free. Well, how do I let my soul fly free? How do I see myself? The Eight of Cups, what do I need to walk away from? And that is going to be a very important thing for us as well. An ending, a sense of, I don't want this anymore. And it could have been something we were collecting, something we were building, something we thought, oh my gosh, this is just going to be the most perfect thing ever. And it's not. And pride can come in and say, well, you keep that, right? Because you work so hard for it. You make that work. You make that job work. You make that relationship work. You make that, that article of whatever we have purchased work, even though it's slowly and steadily eroding away our spirit, our soul, and ourselves. But who are we to think we deserve happiness? That's the whole point of this life, is happiness, is joy. To find those roads again after heartbreak and sorrow and disappointment and anger, that is an extraordinary thing. And that is the purpose of life. So we're walking, and as we're walking towards the full moon, which will not happen for the full moon in Taurus until the 15th of November, where I live. It could be a different date where you live. So here, just be aware of this. We're tired. We're taking in too much energy of everybody else. But it's not the energy of, I'm truly listening to you. It is the energy of, well, this is expected of me, and this is what this person wants me to do, and this is what that person wants me to do. We need to stop, and we need to listen to ourselves. Listening is the most powerful thing we can do in this world. It's not that we have to follow everybody's rules, but we have to stop. We have to listen. We have to say, what does my soul want? Where do I need to be? How do I move forward? And what is it that everybody's throwing at me that is battering and bruising me, that is keeping me from moving forward the way that my soul needs to? We're closing doors. Things are ending. But we're going to be seeing here that we are walking away from what is not right. But like, spirit has to close that door first, because our ego isn't going to let us. We're going to be like, nope, I can still make this work. It's kind of like buying a pair of shoes and they're too tight and they hurt your toes and you're not going to wear them because they're awful, but you spent a good deal of money on them. So you're not going to give them away, right? You're not going to sell them. You're going to make it work because they're supposed to be beautiful and everybody covets it, but it doesn't work for you. So let us align our lives with our souls. and kind of go against the grain of what everybody is telling us. Our subconscious spirit message, oh, perfect, is love. You know, the song by the Beatles, All You Need Is Love. There's another song, and I forget who it's by, but it said love is not enough because he couldn't change the world and save a relationship and make everything better just with love. It is not love. It is not enough, but it's all that we have. And so take that as we want to. Love is the most powerful word we will ever hear. Love changes the molecular construction of things. You know, when you put the word love around a water bottle, it changes it, or under the water bottle, it changes waters. You know, the way it looks under a microscope, it makes it beautiful. We put hate under a water or under a cup, and it makes the water ugly. Fill yourself with beauty. Fill yourself with what you love. If you don't love your job, it doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to quit and I'm going to, run away, enjoy the circus, unless you want to do that and you're talented in the realms of the circus. It means, how do I not let their negative energy, this chaos, affect me? It can be, I find a new job, and it can be, but I wait till everything is lined up, because remember, it's easier to find a job with a job, right? Or it is, I embrace what I love to move me forward, and I do not let their negative energy run me out of what is right for my soul and where I need to be. It brings us then to our subconscious chakra message, which is our crown chakra. And there's a blockage here with our I am presence. This is my favorite. Yeah, this is my favorite card in the chakra deck. The I am presence is, I am what? What are we crowning ourselves with? I am talented. I am strong. I am loving. I am respectful. I am, patient. I am fierce. I am, everything I want to be. Or I'm sad. I'm overwhelmed. I'm angry. I'm not sure why I'm here anymore. I've had enough. And I say these things. I know people say, Dane, don't say the negative. Only say the positive. Well, no, because you say the positive things. And I mean, I know when I've been in deep, dark places and overwhelmed and upset, which sometimes is like yesterday and sometimes is like, weeks ago, months ago, years ago. But, it's always lurking right there to pull you back in. And I could say, yes, 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 to all the beautiful things said. Yes, I believe that. Yes, I believe that. But when you start to say the negative things, it's like, well, I said that to myself yesterday. And man, I thought that when things weren't going right here today. And I did that and I did this. And it's like, what am I crowning myself with? And why am I crowning myself with disapproving of myself? Because listen, the rest of the world is going to be more than happy to disapprove of us. Why? Why are we feeding it? It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. Again, Taurus energy coming through. Pentacles represent earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Be mindful that this can be a time where we just feel overwhelmed, we feel overlooked, we feel like things aren't heading in the direction that we want them to. We can be angry, we can be frustrated, we can be focused on material things and building and going and getting exactly what we want, exactly the way that we want it. And that's it. There can also be secrets around money or prosperity or what we value as much as money during this time. Be mindful of this. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Queen of Cups. We are represented by the cups in the minor arcana. Okay? So we come through as a queen. We come through fully embracing the sacred feminine energy of ourselves, which is going to be difficult for us to embrace during our waking moments. Remember, wands are, cups are the most feminine energy, right? Cups and pentacles are very feminine energy. Wands and swords, very masculine energy. So here with the page of wands, we have an easy time embracing the masculine energy. It's kind of like having a little kid who, when they get angry, they're like, I'm going to punch that and I'm going to do this. And, they show it very physically. And you're like, okay, well, what about embracing your emotions? Like, what about talking about this and not, getting so physical with things? So here, it's the balance of that energy. And with the Queen of Cups, subconsciously, we're very aligned with the rabbit, right? With the hare, with the sacred feminine. And here, it's giving us permission to move forward, to say, I feel the world. I'm not drowned by the world. I'm moving forward in love. I'm moving forward in healing. And I see the worth and the sacredness in that energy. Where here, it's moving forward with our sacral chakra, right? This is our heart chakra and also our root chakra. But pink is also, red and pink, interestingly enough, associated with the god Aries, which is fire sign energy. So it's toning down the fire to really embrace the strength of us. So that's going to be important here, to not let the passion, the I need this now, the sense of I need life to burn so bright and so hot and so heavy so fast. So here, embracing the Queen of Cups, slowing it down, embracing our hearts, saying this is what I love, this is what I want, this is what I'm nurturing, this is what I'm moving forward to, and knowing that it will at least take 6 months. And if we set ourselves that time frame, which is a respectful, kind time frame to give ourselves, we will see that we achieve the most amazing things. And it might not take 6 months until the full moon in Taurus. All right. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.